All right, so I am at the St. Cloud State math competition today, and you are moving on, and you are doing solving systems of equations via elimination. Okay. Before, I think everyone kind of found this one to be the easiest, so hopefully you continue to feel that way, but this is a nice refresher. Also on my website is a video from the other teacher if you needed to see it in a little bit different way. But generally speaking, you first need to have matching coefficients. Well, in this one, we already have matching coefficients. We have a 5 on the top one and a 5 on the second one, on the bottom one. Okay? As long as those two numbers are the same, so a 5 and a 5, or a 2 and a 2, or a 3 and a 3, so on and so forth, then you are able to eliminate. Okay? What you need to do is you need to determine whether you're adding or subtracting. Well, in this case, you are adding, and that's because they are different signs. Because when you add with different signs, you actually subtract and take the sign of the bigger number. Well, because they're different signs but they're the same number, when you add 5 plus negative 5, you get 0, which is what you needed to happen. So when they're different signs, you add, and it's literally adding straight down. So I'm putting my plus sign there, drawing my equal sign, and I am adding straight down. On the first one here, 2 plus 6 gives us 8x. Well, 5 plus negative 5 gives us 0. That's what we needed to happen. I'm not even going to write it. And then on the other side, you have 17 plus negative 9. They're different signs, so you subtract, take the sign of the bigger number. 17 minus 9 is 8. So we have 8x equals 8. After that, you say what's happening, do the opposite. So it's being multiplied by 8, so we divide by 8, giving us x equals 1. Now, all of our answers are always in ordered pair, x comma y. So now I know the x, I still need to figure out the y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in. It does not matter which one you pick. It's just nice to pick the easier ones. And so I'm going to plug it into the top one because all of those numbers are a little bit nicer and there's no negatives there. So that gives me 2 times 1 plus 5y equals 17. Well, 2 times 1 is just 2. So I have 2 plus 5y equals 17. My y is being multiplied by 5 and added by 2, so I'm going to subtract 2, giving me 5y equals 15. Now it's being multiplied by 5, so we divide by 5, and y equals 3. So now I know my x and my y, but remember, final answer is ordered pair, so the answer here is 1, comma 3. Okay, so if there's different signs, you add straight down, then you eliminate a variable, so then you solve for that variable, and we got x alone here, and then you plug that in, kind of like substitution, and figure out your y value. We got 3 here, which led us to the final answer of 1, comma 3. So that's when they are different signs, you're adding. All right. Now in this next example, and now in this one, they are the same sign. Now in this one, our x's don't match up, but our y's do. Okay, and they are both negative 7. Okay, so they're same sign, and when they're same sign, you subtract, because anytime you subtract the same number away from itself, it goes away. So we are literally subtracting straight down. So that gives us 4x minus x. This would be 1x. So 4 take away 1 gives us 3x. On this next one, we have negative 7 minus a negative 7. Well, subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. So that becomes negative 7y plus 7y. They're different signs. You subtract, take the sign of the bigger number, and you get your 0y there, which is just 0. So that went away just like we needed it to. On this one, on the right-hand side of the equal sign, we have 3 minus a negative 15. So subtracting a negative, same as adding a positive, so this becomes 3 plus 15, which is 18. So now I have 3x equals 18. Say what's happening, do the opposite. So it's being multiplied by 3, so I have to divide by 3. So x equals 6. Once again, I need to figure out what my y is yet. Okay? In this one, I'll probably plug it into the bottom one, slightly smaller numbers, not that it really matters one way or the other. So I'm going to put it there. That gives us 6 minus 7y equals negative 15. So then our y is being multiplied by negative 7 and then added by 6, because you have to look to the left. So we're going to subtract 6 on both sides, giving us negative 7y equals negative 21. And now it's being multiplied by negative 7, so we have to divide by negative 7. So y equals 3. I know my x and my y. Final answers in ordered pair, 6, 3. Okay, so once again, we subtract when they are same sign. Different signs, you add, same sign, you subtract. Okay. Let's do your basic problems, kind of the review on your basic problems. Now we'll look at, still need to look at slightly more complicated problems as well as our special situations that we've been. Alright, so in this one, if you're looking, you see the first one's a 5 and a 3 and a 2 and a 6. Well, those don't match up. You cannot add or subtract until you have matching coefficients. So what we have to do here is multiply first. Okay. Now in this one, we only have to multiply one of them because on the top here, the 5 does not multiply to give you 3, but the 2, you can take 2 times 3, which gives you 6. So by multiplying the top times 3, I get it to match the bottom. But when you multiply, you have to multiply every part of it. So I'm taking the first one times 3, the second one times 3, and the third one, all times 3. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my new equation down below so that I can do my either adding or subtracting depending on what I have. So the first part here, negative 5 times 3 is negative 15x. And then negative 2y times 3 is negative 6y. And then 4 times 3 equals 12. Okay, now I have matching coefficients. They are different signs, so we are going to go ahead and add. And we're adding straight down. So 3x plus a negative 15x, they're different signs. Subtract, take the sign of the bigger number, giving us negative 12x. Okay, 6y plus a negative 6y, that goes away. 6 minus 6 is 0. That's what we needed to happen. And on the right side, 6 plus 12 is 18. And now, you're probably already noticing that 18 isn't equally divisible by 12. That's okay. Sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly. We are fine with having fractions, so I'll talk through that part. So x is being multiplied by 12, negative 12, so we need to divide by negative 12. Okay, so now I already mentioned you can't divide 18 by negative 12. However, you can divide both 18 and 12 by the same number, and that number is 3. Excuse me, there's a bigger one. That number is 6. So 18 divided by 6 gives us 3, and negative 12 divided by 6 gives us negative 2. So our x equals negative 3 halves. Okay, still following the same process for the next step. Doesn't matter if you pick top or bottom. I'm going to pick the bottom just because it's all positive numbers. So, well, the bottom one, which became our top one. But I'm going to plug into that spot right there. So that gives us 3 over 1 times negative 3 over 2 plus 6y equals 6. Okay, well, 3, you can't, with that multiplication of fractions, you can't simplify anything, so we just multiply straight across. That gives us negative 9 over 2 plus 6y equals, now I know my next step is going to be adding 9 halves to both sides. So I'm going to write my 6 as a fraction with the denominator of 2. Well, 6 becomes 6 over 1, and then times 2 and times 2 gives me 12 over 2. So I'm going to write this as 12 over 2. So now I need to add 9 halves to both sides. I'm kind of running out of space, so I'm going to move it over here. So that gives us 6y equals 21 over 2. And then we need to divide by 6. And dividing by 6 is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, because it's fractions here. So I'm actually going to multiply times 1/6. Okay, because dividing by 6 is the same as multiplying by 1/6. So I can simplify it, 21 and the 6. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that gives me y equals 7 times 1, which is 7, and 2 times 2, which is 4. So now I have my x value and my y value. So my final answer here is negative 3/2, comma, 7/4. Okay, so it does not change the process if it doesn't work out perfectly. You're still doing all the same steps. And then this was just kind of a nice refresher on how to work with fractions. Okay, so that's if you have to multiply one equation. Sometimes you have to multiply. Okay, because in this one, if you're looking at it, there's nothing times 3 that gives you 4. There's nothing times 2 that gives you 3. There's nothing times 4 that gives you 3, or 3 that gives you 2. So if you can't multiply one, then you have to multiply both. Okay? It doesn't matter what you pick. My recommendation is the smaller set. So my coefficients with the x are 3 and 4, and with the y are 2 and 3. Well, 2 and 3 is a little bit smaller than 3 and 4, so those are the ones that I would work with. You're basically multiplying by the other coefficient. So I'm going to multiply all the top stuff times 3, because the bottom one is 3. And I'm going to multiply all the bottom stuff times 2, because the top one is 2. Then I'm just going to rewrite both of my equations. So that gives me 9x plus 6y equals 3 for my top one, and then 8x plus 6y equals negative 4. Now I have matching coefficients. They are same sign, so we're going to subtract. Well, 9x minus 8x is just x, or 1x. 6y minus 6y cancels out. We needed that to happen. And then we have 3 minus a negative 4, which becomes 3 plus 4, which is 7. Nice thing about this one is we don't have to get x alone because it's already alone. So x equals 7. I'm going to plug that in now. I'm going to do it into one of the original equations. The top one's a little bit nicer, so I'm going to plug it into that one. So that gives us 3 times 7 plus 2y equals 1. Well, 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2y equals 1. Y is being multiplied by 2 and added by 21, so I'm going to subtract 21. Excuse me. 2y equals negative 20. So now y is being multiplied by 2, so we divide by 2, giving us y equals negative 10. I know my x and my y. Final answer, ordered pair, 7, comma, negative 10. Okay, so that is a refresher on if you don't have matching coefficients right away, then you might have to multiply both equations to get that matching coefficient. If you go directly to your adding or subtracting and nothing cancels out, then you know you made a mistake and you have to go back and fix it at that point in time. So, special situations then. Okay, and this one is asking how many solutions. Well, if it's asking how many solutions, your options are one solution, which would be a normal one where you eliminate one variable but not the other. But then our other special situations are either IMS or no solution. So we're going to look at some of those. In this one, we do not have matching coefficients, but if you multiply the bottom times 2, we get to match up with the top. So I'm going to take all the bottom times 2. I'm going to rewrite both of them because I need them to be lined up. So the top one, once again, was 2x plus 6y equals 18. And then when I multiply on the bottom, x times 2 is 2x, 3y times 2 is 6y, and then 9 times 2 is 18. Well, you're probably noticing that they are the exact same equation. So when you go to do your subtraction, because they're same sign, you end up with 0 equals 0. Okay? And we all know that 0 does equal 0, and when we graphed, also, if you had the exact same equation, it made the exact same line. But because 0 does equal 0, this is IMS, because they're the exact same equation. So if you multiply and they're the exact same, then your answer is IMS. So then the other special situation, in this one we already have matching coefficients. Our x's match up and our y's match up. So they're both going to cancel out. They are same sign, so we're going to subtract. Well, negative 2 minus a negative 2 becomes negative 2 plus 2, which is 0. So that's just 0. And then we have 5y minus 5y, which is also just 0. So we're at 0 equals, and then 7 minus 12 is negative 5. well, I think you also all know that 0 does not equal -5, so that's not true. So then on this case, the answer is no solution. Okay, to sum it up, our variables were the exact same, but our numbers weren't. That's kind of how you know it's going to be no solution. Okay, so that was a review of elimination. If it's still not making much sense or enough sense, then you do have the option to go on my website and watch the video from the other teacher. Okay? But of course, I'll be back in school tomorrow, so if you need help, just let me know. Okay? Good luck.